Thanks a lot for that. It's great to see the life rolling over into other lives, and you know, both of them and many people in this room have really made it their thing to help other people, whether it's through poetry or their own labor, just listening, whatever it is. And so it's great to hear that. And I see Stephen sort of looking at me. I have two other people on here, but okay, great. So, yeah. Okay, so I'm going to read a poem that was sent in by Alan Morrison. For those of you who may not know Alan Morrison, he was very instrumental in getting David Kessel's collected poems done, which was published by Survivors Press and through Simon Jenner? No.
Jenner.
Who?
Jenner.
Yeah, Simon Jenner. But in fact, from what I understand, Alan Morrison was very instrumental in kind of collating and editing and whatnot. Now, there will be another one of these books coming out in the future. He can't be here tonight, but he wanted to read a poem of his called A Letter from David Kessel. I think John alluded to his handwriting, and I have spent sometimes several days trying to decipher a letter of David Kessel's. His crabbed handwriting scrawls, "Poetry is a savage war," and other pills of pub beer wisdom. In the destructive element, immerse, straight from the disinherited Lord Jim with a suicidal sherbet-tasting bite like the powder spilt out on the numbing tongue from the split capsule of an antidepressant. I'm out of touch, the swatted legs of insects spell out on the off-white paper, and I believe over-medicated, but not too much to date the letter. I'll leave it here, the scribbles say. Be in touch soon, yours truly. Then his squashed spider of his signature, David, makes arachnophobics flinch, and all the flies trapped in the spinning years. I have Jai Crookshank here, please. Thank you.
Hi everyone, hi. So yeah, I knew David Amery. Sadly, I didn't know David Kessel, although I wish I had done. I really enjoyed hearing some of his poetry tonight. I met David Amery relatively late on in the grand scheme of things. I'm just trying to recall, and I think we met in the autumn of 2015 at a poetry event in Hastings, the Black Huts Festival. And I'd just gone there at the last minute, and I think both of us had shown up there on our own. We'd gone, I think there was Jennifer Dunbar Dawn there, Ed Dawn's wife, and Stuart Montgomery, who was the publisher of Fulcrum Press, amongst other people who were doing readings and things. And somehow we got talking at that event, and I've got a memory of David producing a copy of the biography of Basil Bunting and enthusiastically reading. There's one of Bunting's poems contained at the end of that biography, and David enthusiastically reading that poem to me. There's something in that memory about David's very contagious love for poetry and other things. But anyway, from that moment, fortuitously, there just emerged a very important and close friendship between us. And I suppose the things I remember about David are his kind of kind and calm and thoughtful presence, and that was really married to as others have said, a kind of very wide-ranging and engaging and sometimes quite fierce intelligence. And David was incredibly interesting and interested in many things. And I suppose the other thing I remember about him is having these very kind of wide-ranging and stimulating conversations, and often those conversations would take place on trips out to various places and walks to exhibitions. I remember us going up to into the Chilterns to find Cymbeline's castle, and I think the last trip, or the most ambitious trip, which sadly we didn't get to realise before David died, was I remember him very enthusiastically coming to me and telling me that he had somehow managed to locate the military camp where Ezra Pound was kept after the war, just north of Pisa. And he was saying, we need to go there, we need to go to this place. And as many of you who knew David will know, he had a thing about going to places that are important in noteworthy poets' lives. So yeah, sadly we never got to do that trip. Quite intrigued as to what it would have been like. But yeah, I just wanted to do a reading from Robert Creeley, who, as I mentioned, that David was a lover of American poets, and Creeley was one of them. And when I was thinking about tonight, there's something about this poem which just seemed quite fitting for the occasion. So it's called This World. If nights the harder, closer time, days come, the morning opens with light at the window. Then, as now, sun climbs in blue sky. At noon, on the beach, I could watch these glittering waves forever, follow their sound deep into mind and echoes. Let light as air be relief. The wind pulls at face and hands, grows cold. What can one think? The beach is myriad stone. Clouds pass, grey undersides, white clusters of air, all air. Water moves at the edges, blue-green, white twists of foam. What then will be lost, recovered? What matters as one in this world? Thank you.
Thanks, that's great. Okay, last but not least, and I should say, we don't have to panic. The Oxford House has generously said, as long as we are out by 9:15, all is good. So that's great, thanks to them. Yeah, is that right?
Yeah, completely out.
Completely out, apparently. Okay, but that's good, because it's about 10 to 9, so let's relax. Last but not least, Nat Fonnesu.
Hi, good evening. My legs are shaking. I don't normally like to be on, at the microphone, but I have to do it because of the great respect I have for David Kessel, first of all, David Amery as well, and Mara Garrett, and our long list of other survivors that have been great teachers. So I'm a survivor myself, and thank you for the guy that shared, sorry I didn't catch the name. I wanted to just share a couple of words about this book, which I think it's a masterpiece that David Amery put together, dedicated to David Kessel. So it's named Revenge Wonderful, after a poem of David Kessel. So this is a collection for David Kessel that was put together between 2012 and 2013, following illness of a difficult period that David Kessel went through, and most of his friends kind of that was going to pass away. But anyway, this collection was put together, and it's beautiful. I got a cover from John Zammit, and different contributors that are here tonight as well, and had a wonderful epic lunch at the Went Hall, Stanley Hall, which is the which used to be the social club for inpatients of St Clement's Hospital. So David Amery worked at the housing link, which was based inside the St Clement's ground, and the social club was a space for patients, inpatients or patients. It was a really successful place that brought people together and allowed people to do social activities. So in 2007, St Clement's Hospital was shut. So the premises were shut for several years, and the hospital was moved to Maryland Hospital. And later on, the ground of St Clement's were sold. So now there are kind of luxurious flats there. And in 2013, there was this major festival, Shuffle Festival, and we survivors, so Phil and the group of us had a soft opening just before the festival started, and this book was launched there. So it was an epic night that many of us were there, and I like to remember. So thanks David Amery for putting this book specifically together, and another thanks to David Kessel, which I like to feel that is actually here with us. All of them, they are here. It's just don't see them, but they are here present, and it's been an amazing journey. So Phil started in Friend of Stan Looney started because of a group that David Kessel suggested to start following the closing of the St Clement's Hospital. There used to be Friends of St Clement's as a hub for patients and workers and family members of inpatients of St Clement's Hospital. So when the hospital closed in 2007 and was moved into the Maryland Hospital, there was no point really in carrying on the Friends of St Clement's, and that was when David Kessel suggested to start Friends of St Looney's, something a bit more independent and anarchic, and crazy, as we rightly believed we were. So appropriation of the lunatic word. And so from 2007 until COVID really, we had many years of I would say warm times, because we had monthly meetings at Lark in Whitechapel, and Nick has been a great contributor as well. These monthly meetings were more kind of a family gathering every month, just for a cup of tea, a chat, but we also kind of campaign and critique of psychiatry and the damage that causes to many people, and I was including. I got involved because of my personal experience in that. And then we had so many events and festivals and parties, and that was great that we could celebrate life, being present and getting together just like we are tonight. And sadly, these past few years, many of our members and family, friends, we all lost so many people. So these past 5 years have been extremely challenging for all of us. So it's nice that still we're resurfacing and remembering what has been, but still we're creating new memories, and hopefully there'll be more of these. I really wish that we could have another event with many of the survivors, celebrating all of the survivors. Rightly, Chris mentioned but yeah, Frank Banger and David, gosh, John Zammit and Peter Campbell and lots of amazing people that have passed away and have created such a, sorry? Raz, yes. So many people have passed away. So I'd like really to celebrate all of them that haven't been kind of given a proper send off because of COVID, because of restrictions, because of whatever. But yeah, just that. Sorry, I just messed that around. But yeah, brilliant. Thank you.
Nat, thank you so much for that essential history, and also Stephen will say a few words. I just wanted to say this book really is a testament to the friendship the two Davids had for each other. They had a lot of respect for each other, and I completely forgot that David Amery was instrumental in this, and that was a very special day. The shuffle and the St. Clement's and the Tower Hamlets Cemetery moments, those were all really good essential times.
Just going to wind up really quickly because it's getting towards 9 o'clock. Just want to thank Nick and Holly and Sean and Barney and Chris for organising this and putting it on. Thank everyone who took part in the first half and the second half, reading both David's poetries and talking about them. There have been some great things said today and heard today. Thank you all for coming. Thanks to Oxford House for hosting, and the bar particularly. Thank you to the East End, which gave so much to David Amery and David Kessel, and to which David Amery and David Kessel gave so much of themselves. When we meet again, I hope David Kessel's collected poetry will be reprinted and David Amery's collected poetry might have its first outing. But thank you all so much, because without, everybody's been here together. Thank you.
We have to leave in 10 minutes. Don't panic, take your time.